According to science, 55% of all communication comes down to nonverbal. This is the way you stand, the way you carry yourself, the micro expressions, and not just the face sometimes, but it's the way you also interact. We just feel sometimes someone is off, right? That is nonverbal communication. We're just so highly attuned to these type of individuals. And 38% of communication comes down to vocal tonality. So it's not even what you're saying, it's how you say it. And the last final 7%, that 7% comes down to just words. And this is the one that most people focus on. This is what all the gurus and the influencers, the personal development junkies, the negotiation artists and sales tactics, the sexy part is focusing on the words. But when it comes to scientifically what matters the most in communication, none of that shit matters, bro. What matters the most is nonverbal communication. So if you get this part right, dial this in, you will stand out so easily from everyone else. It's such a low-hanging fruit because everyone's so focused on the 7%. But if you walk in understanding how to communicate yourself with non-verbally, you will dominate any industry, any space you walk into, any date, any relationship, any room you walk into. You will never again be that invisible person. So today, I want to share with you 4 body language mistakes you're probably already making consciously or subconsciously that I want you to cut out because they are making you lower status. And instead, what 4 tips you should do to move, behave, act, and stand like a man who is high status just through their body language. So principle number 1 is to stop crossing your arms. This shit right here. I mean, when I'm even with my friends sometimes and I see someone going like this, I'll go and just swat their hands because I'm just, there's so much negative to doing this shit that you don't even realize. This has become like a laissez-faire, cool Gen Z shit to lean back, ruin your posture even more, dude, and just sit like this. But what are you doing? Why are you, do you not understand how like this is negatively impacting you? Psychologically, when you do this, you are from an evolutionary perspective, protecting your vital organs. That's why you do this. And then what you end up doing is you can't see right now, but most people, they close their legs. They close them even further. You're quite literally protecting your genitals. That is what evolutionary is going on when you do this. So even though you may not be doing it on purpose, your subconscious, your body leads the mind. We've seen this in studies over and over again. Harvard, freaking NIH literally did studies where power poses, standing tall like this, or doing a winning thing that people do at the end of a competition will increase their testosterone by 20%. So when you do this, your mind doesn't follow the body follows the mind. And it does have the inverse feedback loop as well. So when I'm going like this, even though you're doing it just to be chill or cool, or I don't know, out of just habit, your mind is getting reinforced the idea that, hey, I'm protecting my vital organs. I'm not in a place I should be. And suddenly, what happens is that everything around you starts getting dull or worse because your body's trying to signal for you to get out. If you go to a party and you sit like this the whole time, you will notice now that suddenly the music starts sounding shittier. The drinks start tasting worse. The food tastes like ass and the people around you are just extremely dull. Why? Because just by doing this, your body is telling your mind to get the hell out of there in that situation. And this is a sign of anxiety and nervousness because this is what we used to do back in the day when we were trying to protect ourselves. So instead, what I want you to do, whether you're doing it out of habit or not, because I feel like this is something we're not taught as dudes at all, ever, right? We're not taught that don't go like this. So instead of doing this, I want you to sit back in your chair in an upright posture and have open, expressive body language. What this does is this signals to everyone and your mind that you're approachable, that you're warm, that you're friendly. You're not nervous and worried and scared and anxious. Instead, you are approachable and you're having fun. And that's all what it's about, man. Just having fun and having that energy that people want to gravitate towards. We're so in tune to this, like the straight up, the biochemistry, vibrations, whatever you want to call it, that someone is having when we see them. There's a fun test that we did when I went to a Tony Robbins conference where we had 2 people standing together and they would just they would think of a thought, and without speaking, without saying anything, they would just enact that. They would think of a memory, and the memory, whatever it was, they would just kind of act like that. So let's say you're thinking about a happy memory or thinking about a sad memory. You just think and act like that. But that's what you have to express, not like an actor, but just express like in real life. And then the other person has to stand like this person. So if someone is standing, pretending some emotion, someone has to copy them and think what emotion they're having by copying them. They call this mirroring. They mirror this person's position and think about what they're having. And I swear to God, man, we did this test. I did this test with 15 different people. And every single time, not one time, not one, like every single time, someone would come up and say, what emotion is that guy having? The one who actually has the memory. And I'll be able to say, something successful, something very successful, or, and it would be so interesting. It would be very down to the small detail. I remember I even said at one point, he's unsure and worried. And the guy was like, yeah, I'm thinking about something XYZ. So either way, this whole story to tell you that the way your body moves informs the way you perceive the world as well. And people can pick up on that shit whether you're realizing it or not. So stop holding your hands like this and cut it out and notice how massive difference it makes immediately, just the way people perceive you. And you'll never see a high status dude going like this. I guarantee it. Principle number 2 is to stop holding your drinks incorrectly. So I got a prop. This time I got a glass. Cheers, boys. One of the things that I noticed the most, and is my biggest pet peeve, my biggest freaking pet peeve, is when I go to a networking conference, when I go to a party, when I go somewhere out, and you're standing and talking with the boys, what do? We put our drink like this. Yeah, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. You're talking like this, and you're literally putting this drink right in front of you. And I want to say a lot of dudes do that. Most dudes do that. And it is the most low status shit you could ever do. Because what you're doing is, going back to the previous principle, you're creating a barrier between you and the other person. Once again, right in front of some of your vital organs, in front of your heart, in front of your stomach. But instead of, by creating this physical barrier literally between another person, like this, you're also creating a mental barrier, because once again, your body informs the mind. So what I want you to do instead is, next time you notice when you're holding your drink like this, instead come to this, like, see what I'm doing here? Hold the drink to the side. I'll go my tippy toes right here. But see, I'm holding my drink like this. I'll even step back a little further so you can get the full view. I hold my drink like this, and then I talk, and then I communicate. I don't hold it here. I don't hold it here. Dude, some people just hold their drink here and talk the whole time. It's literally crazy. No, I put my drink right here, and I talk. And once again, this doesn't mean just going to cocktails and like parties and shit like that and having beers. Even if we're holding a beer can, bro, I hold it over here. Even if you're holding a mocktail, if I'm holding a freaking Coke or Sprite, I hold it down here when I talk to someone. This immediately makes you stand out from every single dude out there, because every single dude is out here going like this. Is it an awkward state sometimes, being in a conversation with someone you don't know or you kind of know, or you're at a party and there's a lot going on, the energy's up in the air. And this is why our body defaults to this, because in some weird way, we're accommodating for that fact by creating these physical barriers amongst us between other people. And here's the thing, when you do that, you also put the frame and set the frame of you being in an interview position, because you're literally face to face talking to someone. I mean, that's freaking intimidating for myself or for you. That puts the other person in an uncomfortable position too. So what you will notice actually is, when you're with the most comfortable buddies, when you're with your boys, right, and just having fun, you will naturally put the drink on the side. It's actually hilarious. Like, a lot of the tips I'm giving you aren't tips that, like, oh, they're psychological maneuvers or something that you never thought about before or shit like that. They're quite literally like how you would act in a natural environment if you were high status. And if you're talking with your boys or your buddies, or I don't know, you're with your cousins or something giving life advice, you never go like this. Naturally, you're gonna go like this and talk to them. And if anything, you're actually gonna stand not in front of face to face. If this is the dude here, this chair, right? You'll notice you talk to your buddies kind of side by side. Like, that is the most natural position for you to talk to someone, shoulder to shoulder. So if you want to immediately create rapport with someone you don't know, or if you just want to behave high status and you don't, you're not feeling that way at the moment, put your drink to the side and stand shoulder to shoulder with that person. And I will sometimes I'll make a clear, like it's kind of awkward in the beginning, because I'm standing face to face like this, the guy's like this, he's uncomfortable. I will straight up move from face to face to side with him like this and talk to him like this. And dude, you will notice the depth of your conversations become better. Because when you're going face to face with the drink in the front of you, it becomes an interview setting. Then you become asking dull questions, you start asking bullshit stuff, small talk, let's talk about the weather. And it's really tough to be deep and vulnerable, which is where you get away from small talk when you're talking like this, especially with a drink in front of your hand. By putting it to the side, you're showing, you know what, you're more important to me. I'm willing to sacrifice my vital organs because I trust you. And not only that, I'm strong enough, I'm man enough to be vulnerable enough to open myself to this conversation with you. And by standing side by side, you put the ease and comfort off them. If anything, these aren't like tricks or tactics. They're actually helping the other person and you create a deeper, better, more authentic relationship. Something you would have cultivated anyway in a low stakes, natural, fun environment. So stop putting your drinks in front of you like a freaking, I don't know, squirrel, just freaking out all the time. Put it on the side and have a natural conversation, pretending like the guy's one of your bros, and you'll notice in the most, once again, beautiful way possible, you'll have just more deeper and interesting conversations with these people without even trying. It just naturally will come and flow and ebb, and the level of comfort will increase and the level of anxiety will decrease. Principle number 3 is to start following the doorway rule. So I first heard about this in a podcast called Art of Charm many years ago. This is like literally when I was in college. And I was really influenced by their podcast. I had a lot of the stuff, even some of the similar stuff I'm talking about, but it was a really interesting rule. And something which we ended up practicing when I went to the boot camp for a couple of weeks. I remember I literally just got out of college. I was my entry-level JP Morgan salary in New York, which sounds like a lot, but it really wasn't much. And immediately I had just got my first credit card and I maxed it out because I got influenced to buy this course. Helped me a lot, made a lot of good connections, and in hindsight, maybe I should have waited a little bit longer until I had more money. But once again, invest in yourself, one of those decisions, don't go into debt for it, but I did. But the doorway rule is something that still stuck me from that boot camp because I remember being reintroduced to it and I was like, holy shit, this changed my life. I can never go back again. Basically, a lot about what we talk about is nonverbal communication. The thing that is the toughest part about nonverbal communication is remembering to do it. How many times have you thought about having better posture? It's really tough to just will your way to better posture because it's a few days you remember you do it and then you forget about it, right? So the doorway rule is anytime you walk through a door, anytime you see the door arches, anytime you open the door, it's a cue for you to remember to roll your shoulders back, stand tall, chest wide, just feel fucking confident about yourself, man, and smile. And then just walk through that door with purpose and confidence. Walk with some swagger, bro. Like when you walk with confidence and purpose. Roll back, shoulders, smile, walk with confidence. And this is such a great cue because all the time we're going through doors. And one of the best part about doors is you're usually entering a room, leaving a room. It's a great way to recalibrate, to set yourself up for success because it puts you in the best position to have open body language. And the best part about this whole idea is that once again, everything around you changes when you change your body language. It's not just your brain, but the environment around you literally changes too. Like sometimes when I walk like this, it's not just for a party or club, sometimes it's at work. And I immediately just have better conversations with people. People want to be with a positive guy, with an open person, someone who is conveying high status. That is literally how it is most of the time. Dude, I will swear to God, when I do the doorway challenge and I walk in, sometimes like I will have conversations, have more creative ideas. I'll just be more upbeat. I'll just be like life is colorful and it's not. The shitty part about the existence we live in today, man, is that literally we are always fucking pissed off. We're always sad. Hey man, how's it going? Could be better. Like these are excuses we'll just give to ourselves, right? What a breath of fresh fucking air when someone walks into a room, confidence, purpose, stand tall and smiles and is like, yo man, how's it going? And with an upbeat energy. That raises the bar for everyone else. When someone comes to you like that, you also get uplifted and want to match someone's energy. We're reciprocal human beings when it comes to energy. So dude, we go to comedy shows and we're pissed off. And we're like, make me laugh, bitch, make me laugh. Funny. We go watch TV shows and don't laugh. And here we are in real life, not even laughing and smiling with loved ones. So imagine how it feels when you see someone walking into a room with a smile on their face, confident, upbeat, looking like they're just like, fucking, what a day they're having, right? That's you. That is you when someone walks in like that. That's how you go from being invisible to being charismatic. It's these shifts, these small things which we can do to not improve our lives, but the lives and quality of everyone around us. When you walk in through the door when you're tired after a day's work, you can choose to show up as the pissed off, tired guy who cut you off in traffic, grim version of yourself, or you can choose to walk in, do the doorway rule, and just recalibrate, set, smile, walk in, smile, and like just walk with purpose and then hug your kids. What a better father you would be. What a better brother, or a better lover, or a better friend, roommate, anything, man, when you go walk in with that sort of energy. So I really encourage you to not only do this doorway rule once, 2, 3 times, 4 times, do it at least 5 times. And I know sometimes it's tough in the beginning, so I used to leave sticky notes around my house and just write doorway rule. And when I did it a few times enough, it kind of stuck, because when you see how much of an impact and difference it makes in your environment around you by conveying higher status and immediately leveling up everything else around you, you'll just notice life is just better that way, and you won't ever want to go back. So it's a great cue to remind yourself to be a great person and make other people great around you. Principle number 4 is don't be a gazelle, be a lion. This is something I learned from watching Charisma on Command. He's a YouTuber, and he does a lot of breakdowns of charisma and with celebrities, and it's really intuitive. I will encourage you guys to go check it. If you like this shit, you'll love that stuff. One of the things that he talks about a while back that stood out to me is the fact that, yes, we've been using a lot of evolutionary psychology, animal kingdom conversations here, so why not look to nature for maybe what we should do? And you'll notice it replicated in areas of our human life as well. People who are high status, confident, wealthy, secure, they're fucking boss ass bitches. Doesn't matter if it's a man or woman in this instance. They are freaking sick, and they're dope, and they know it, right? They don't care about anything. They move slow. They don't move much. They talk slow. They also don't talk as much. And like a lion in the jungle, some shit can just explode in front of it, or some crazy shit can happen in front of it. It won't even waste energy, man, freaking out. It'll look over, open an eye, all right, go back to sleep. And what's funny is if you actually look up what lions behave most of the time, they don't run around all the time like movies always depict they do. They just walk. They walk a lot. They are always slow, and they just take their time. And high status and high value people do that. Yes, they're busy individuals and they always have somewhere to go, but those people wait for them. Planes wait for them. Cars wait for them. When you're talking to someone, I try to these days be slower with my reactions too, because what's the opposite of a lion? The predator. The prey is a gazelle. How does a gazelle act? A gazelle is fidgety. It moves fast. It goes like this and that, this and that. And like, if you human interpretation of that is someone who talks a lot. They say a bunch of shit just to get a laugh out of someone. And this anxiety and nervousness is something that we can pick up on. Now, you may not do it, once again, consciously, but you may just be like a talkative, upbeat person, like, and you're always like this and that. And that fidgetiness, that frazzledness, that spasness is what gives you a low status value, because once again, we're perceiving everything always through the lens and window of the animal kingdom. So when you see someone who is like talking really fast and he's up here like that, that doesn't convey security. That doesn't convey he's the freaking king of the jungle. He's just trying to get shit out fast, trying to get a quick laugh, trying to get his thoughts out fast, trying to make a point, get a check mark. So all this to say, one of the frames I want you to set when you move through life is to just be a lion. Eat slow. When you're at dinner, eat slow. What's the rush? Why are you eating so fast? You're not running away from something or from someone. A gazelle is always, even when a gazelle drinks water, it's hilarious, bro. You should see the way it drinks water. It drinks water and it goes back down and it goes back down and it quickly looks around and goes back down, because it's always frightened. It's always scared. It's always worried that a predator is gonna come and eat its shit. Don't be a gazelle, bro. Eat slow. Embrace life. Just be present. Don't constantly be looking at your phone and doing this and doing that. Just be, and you'll notice oftentimes one of the biggest things when you ever hear Bill Clinton, Obama, some of these charismatic leaders, right, what they always talk about them, they always say, even the people, like I think one of the interviews was with one of the waiters in the room, anyone will always say it's about the leaders who are charismatic. They make you feel like you're the only person in the world. How do they do that? Sure, they may not even talk much, but they're just so present with you. They just could give a fuck about what's going in the world, because they already know if there's a challenge, I'm a lion. I know how to crush that shit. I know how to eat that shit. The biggest threat in the world could happen to me. Well, I'm the lion. What is it gonna do to me? What's the craziest thing something could happen? That's the frame of reference. So even though they're not subconsciously or consciously reacting like they're the lion, they behave the same way a king of the jungle does, because they feel like one in our current version of our concrete jungle, our reality. So when you are in front of a high status lawyer, when you are in front of a high status person who's a millionaire, billionaire, or even someone who's just like an athlete, or just someone who's just very secure and confident in himself, because you can be high status without a lot of these external things, right? Just because you've built that internal reservoir, you've done the internal work on yourself. They're very chilled. They're very relaxed. They might speak with intensity, but they don't speak quickly. They speak carefully, and when they only use energy when they absolutely have to. So make people feel like the only person in the world by simply being present and not caring what's going on in the world, moving slow, being slow, talking slow, and just being with them in that moment. That's all really what it comes down to. And when you get confused, just remember, like I have on my desk here, just says be a lion. Like one of the sticky notes I have, well, I have a lot of sticky notes on my desk, but one of them just says be a lion. And it reminds me not to, and it's kind of nice, man. We're always anxious, fidgety, this and that, have a lot of coffee in us, and we're like trying to do a million, and it's like, yeah, everything's gonna be fine. I'm the king of the jungle. It'll all work itself out. And if it doesn't, I know how to rip a few heads. Like, that is how it works, man. Even when I sit down on a chair these days, I try to sit slow. When I get up off a chair, I'm not like this. I'm like, all right, time to get up. So, yeah, that is, man. Don't be a gazelle, be a lion. And this will be one of the frames that will actually set you apart from everyone else, because people just pick up on it that this guy is the fucking boss. And listen, if you liked a lot of the stuff we talked about today, or you're someone who does feel like that person in story number 1, right, who's somewhat insecure or tired, or yeah, they just feel invisible, right? Like maybe that's you. I would love to help you. And this is absolutely for free. I'm not gonna charge or anything like that. I generally just wanna serve you guys in a way that I feel like I haven't done. I want to give my personal email address. I'm gonna put it right here. It's hi@sidtraveler.com. Email me exactly this, say YouTube, status, and your problem or question. And you don't have to put it all in the subject, but just let me know, what are you going through, man? What's stopping you from being charismatic? What are some of the issues you're dealing with in your life, from being higher status, charismatic, whatever in that realm of social skills is interrupting you or not letting you be your best version? Let me know. Obviously, I'm only going to be able to respond to so many people. This is absolutely for free. I'm only going to get to the first 100 emails probably. So if you're watching this video, you made it this far into the video, you're probably someone who likes to learn, who wants to develop themselves, and I want the best for you, man. So go ahead and make sure email me. In the subject, put YouTube, status, and you know, whatever you want to say, like a quick subject. But then in the body of the email, tell me your problems, man. What are you going through? And this is also market research for me, because it helps me understand what videos to make more stuff on. So we'll love to help you guys. I'm only going to do this for the next 100 videos. If you're someone who is dealing with this, I would urge you to take action and move fast, because I don't want you to write all this long ass email and then I never get to it. But thanks guys for all the support, all the value. Hope you guys got some interesting insights from this one. It all comes down to body language. It all comes down to nonverbal communication. Fix the 55% of it, and then the rest of the communication aspects will take care of itself. So take care. See you guys later. Follow me on Instagram if you want to connect with me further. You can sign up for my newsletter as well. And guys, subscribe, like, you know the rules. I'm putting out a shit ton of more content. I will keep doing fragrances if that's what you're into, but I will keep experimenting with content like this. Take care. See you all in the next one. Peace.